Well, welcome back to Jackknife TV. I figured I'll give an update to some of my viewers that have been paying attention here lately on the overweight ticket situation and give a little more context, I guess, to the actual ticket. So, I deliver prefabbed basement walls, or foundations, whatever you would like to call it, to local subdivisions and whatnot, new builds and existing builds and whatnot. And just so happens I ended up delivering a set of walls. Luckily it was just a set, because usually I can carry 2 A-frames, so it was just 1 A-frame, to a subdivision on the other side of a little town called Mount Holly Springs, PA. Alright? And I guess I should have pulled up Google Maps and just took a better look at what's around there, because there's apparently a large stone quarry on the backside of that town. So every road in that town is bonded, all right? And there's a very select few ways to get into that town. Well, just so happens that the subdevelopment that I was delivered to is on the backside of that town, pretty close to that stone quarry. All right, and I ended up going down a road that says, well, actually it was 5. Initially it was 5 tons, 5-ton weight limit, except for local deliveries. Well, if I could count how many times I've had to take a road, it was 5-ton weight limit, 10-ton weight limit, except for local deliveries, etc., to deliver to these home sites. I probably would have ran out counting around, 200 or something like that. There's just almost every time you get into these, wealthier subdevelopments and stuff, they don't want trucks going anywhere near them. They don't want the noise. They don't want the engine brakes and everything. So most of the roads are all, have a weight limit on them, at least here around in Pennsylvania. Okay. Also, going beyond that, houses are built everywhere. There's roads I've been down that, only you're not supposed to take anything over 30 feet long or 40 feet long and whatnot. The same thing same thing was happening when I was delivering utility poles. We went where the utility poles were. So, either we made it in there or we didn't. And I could have been hit with overweight tickets hundreds of times too, thousands of times too, for that, delivering utility poles. And I had a few situations where I was hassled, all right, and given tickets, but never like an overweight ticket, all right. And luckily, usually in that case, I was able to submit those tickets to actually the customer. The customer actually paid some of those tickets, and then of course, I fought them, also. But in this case, I was 54,000 pounds. I only had 1 A-frame on me, with concrete walls. I got pulled over, and immediately after I got pulled over, I was literally in front of the job site where I got pulled over. I came down the road. I was literally on the road that long to be pulled over in front of the job site. And the female officer got out. As soon as she got out, maybe not even 40 or 50 seconds, maybe a minute after, the van with the scale came and they weighed me. And I wasn't too worried at first. I was like, what's this ticket going to come out to? Maybe a couple $1,000 or something. And I actually thought the employer was going to cover it. All right. But I guess since the ticket was when I get to the end here, you'll see. So needless to say, I was scaled. She didn't even bother doing a DOT inspection on me. They just scaled me and then came back with the ticket. The ticket was $15,000. It was $14,700 and some dollars. That's how much the ticket is. She wrote me up for the last 70 feet of the road, because somewhere in the back of the road, I guess it splits off, and then that side of the road turns into a 13-ton weight limit. Mind you, this is just a regular road, like, blacktop road. There's no bridges, no what do you want to call, culvert crossings, no, nothing like that. All right, just a 2-lane side, to fit 2 trucks down if you really had to. It was just a regular road. So yeah, like I said, the ticket came back to just about $15,000. Now, at first, my employer was like, oh, we'll see what we're going to do, and blah, 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 blah. And I guess eventually they ended up getting on a conference call with the actual owner of the company. And that's when things went from, yeah, we're going to see what we're going to do, to, hey, it's not our problem. All right, so now it's 100% my problem. So now what I'm going to probably have to do is I'm going to plead not guilty on this ticket. And everyone's going to say, get a lawyer, get a lawyer. You know how many times, there's been a handful of times that I've gotten a lawyer for these tickets, all right? And I would say the last 3 or 4 times, I don't know what's going on with these traffic lawyers or whatnot, but all they did was basically slightly plead the case down. I still got hit with a fine and or points, and they took money from me. And then when I had the audacity to call them back up and be like, hey, the points weren't lowered, or the charge wasn't necessarily changed, between states or whatnot, they had the audacity to try to charge me another $700 to $800 just for that phone call, being like, hey, could you check in with the DA that you dealt with, and just be like, hey, the charge wasn't lowered in my home state. Did they submit it right? What's going on? Because technically, I paid about $2,500 for a speeding ticket out in Wisconsin, and I've used about 10-15 hours additionally on top of the speeding ticket, trying to deal with it, call each state up and everything, and my ticket is still 15 mile an hour over in Pennsylvania. All right, and I know everyone's gonna be like, oh, well, you were fucking speeding, blah blah. I was on a fucking little two-lane road, regular two-lane backcountry road in Wisconsin. The thing's 55 mile an hour, except for a few towns. I went into a little tiny truck stop on that road. All right, you turn in, you make a left. Well, when I came out, there's a bend in the road. Well, guess where the speed limit sign was on that? And it went from 55 down to 45. And you're gonna be like, well, that still don't make you 15 mile an hour. Well, I was doing probably about 58, 60 mile an hour when I went by the officer, who was going the other way. Apparently, they're in Wisconsin, they radar you while they're driving. All right, now in Pennsylvania, I've never heard of anybody ever being, hit with a radar while a cop was driving by or anything. They all sit on the side of the road here and everything. I don't know how long that's going to be for, but so I got hit, and the officer wasn't forgiving or anything, to the point. Like most police departments I've seen after COVID that I've dealt with, the type of officers that they've been hiring and the type of fines they've been giving out, they are pretty much just, it's like they don't give a crap. In fact, some of them even seem like they're nice, and they say, hey, this is what I gotta do. So it's just it's a extra thing for revenue at this point, in my opinion. So you're gonna have to cross your T's and dot your I's, and even then you possibly might have problems out there, especially driving a semi-truck. All right, so anyway, so like I said, I'm basically screwed with this ticket. Most likely what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to take day off or whatnot, and we'll have to go down to the courthouse, which is about, I don't know, about 3 hours away from my house, or 2 hours away from my house. I'll have to plead the case, and most likely what's going to happen is they're probably going to not drop the ticket, but they're going to drop the rate down. They'll probably go, I'm going to say they're going to drop it from $15,000 to probably $7,500 or something like that. It's probably what's going to happen. And I'm going to be stuck paying that, in a, what do they call it? Like a payment plan for the rest, I don't know, the rest of 4 or 5 years or something like that. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to actually ask yourself anymore, because this is how I kind of feel about trucking. Between the traffic, how everybody just thinks you're, some truck driver that pulls over on the side of the road and shits and pisses everywhere and trashes all over the place, and you're running around constantly, on drugs, on the cell phone, running over and killing people. Basically what we got now. You're going to ask yourself, do you want to be like one of the lowest, shittiest parts? Do you want to be the part of that segment, the lowest, shittiest part of society? Do you feel that the money is worth it? Now, I'm sure it's probably a little bit different with some truck drivers. Some of you guys are driving nice Peterbilts. You're in middle America and these farm towns and stuff, and they actually respect you, and you're still kind of like a blue collar, nice blue collar honored, part of society. All right. Me personally, at least on the East Coast here, even out in like Pennsatucky, PA, you're just an extra source of revenue that local municipalities can hit all the time, and a lot of people don't want you around no matter what. You could be delivering, water to a town that doesn't have any water or something. They're still going to find a reason to bitch about you and complain, and you're just some shitty truck driver. So at this point, with the amount of money that I make now, between losing my business and everything and everything, I don't know if I want to stay driving anymore. I don't know if it's really worth it, because you have all these additional costs you could not even trying to get yourself into. I'm a pretty seasoned truck driver. I've been driving since 2012. I'm not like one strap loading anything. I'm not doing stupid shit. It's just that's just where the load was, and that's where you got to go. And now it's your job to try to explain and make sense of the situation. All right, it's your job. That's the problem with trucking, is there's no common sense when it comes to stuff like this. Like, I could imagine if I was doing some LTL work in the area, and just so happens delivering I don't know, let's say an air compressor that somebody ordered. It's my job to prove my innocence, when it's pretty simple that I'm not just like some haul truck driver for the concrete plant, just roaring up and down the roads with my jake brakes and stuff. All right, so now it's my problem, and it's shit. $15,000 is probably about like a quarter of my salary for the year right now. So it is what it is. I mean, I'm so stressed out anymore. So I'm just so over life in general right now. Like I said, I just feel to me at this point, like I've stayed out of drugs. I haven't got really in any criminal trial. I never stole anything really, or done anything. And it's just like constantly, COVID happened and ruined my life, and fucking divorce, and now like shit like this. It's just like, I'm like, why even bother leaving the house? At this point, I can see why. I know people that when they get home from work, all they do is drink. They're drunk like every night, and I always kind of wondered why. And you talk to somebody, and you kind of find out, they got bills, they got to do this, they got to take care of this, their wife's leaving them. It's just so on and so forth. And I'm starting to understand why people get into that I get character, I guess you could say. People might call it a character flaw, but I mean, it's not that they just wanted. Usually, it's not that they just wanted to, to do that. They had no other choice, and I'm starting to see that. All right, and So anyway, that's what's going on with this $15,000 ticket, as I drive an hour and 15 minutes to work today in the rain, which they're probably going to tell me anyway that, hey, yeah, all the sites are they're too soft, you can't get in them, you're all going to get stuck and go back home. So I'm going to drive into work today to get maybe an hour or two of pay, and then drive all the way back home. So that's what I'm doing right now. But anyway, hey, that's just the update on this $15,000 ticket. So this is Jackknife TV. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I'm going to try to, build this channel into something, because I'm not really trucking anymore, and I really don't have, much information to give out to you guys. It's probably going to turn into one of those channels where, I complain about life, complain about the way the economy's going, just bring things to light, and maybe just generally try to help some people at this point, maybe even help myself, because it's getting to the point where I'm just having to vent my frustration somewhere, and I've done the whole therapy thing before, after my divorce and stuff, and it just doesn't work. All right, you just waste your money, to be honest, in most of my opinion. But so that's Jackknife TV. You guys have a good one. Be safe out there.